ULTI.TV.
Welcome back to ULTI.TV's coverage of Not University Mixed Nationals 2021 here in a now sunny Birmingham. Coverage, of course, brought to you in collaboration with Hive Ultimate. We are just about to watch the 9 versus 10 match between York in black and Nottingham in yellow. My name's Luke Burgess. I'm joined at the commentary desk by Gigi Morrison, as I have been all weekend. York's first pull sailing out of bounds on the near side. Both of these teams have performed well on stream already earlier in this tournament. York looking good yesterday, and Nottingham with a good showing in their crossover match this morning, but not quite able to take that game. So they did find themselves a bit lower down in the standings, as there is some contact out of Nottingham's side stack. One of York's defenders just taking a moment. So players just resetting their positions. So players back underway. Nottingham transitioning into a vertical stack after that initial side stack look. Swing back to the middle. Around backhand to the far side. Into the middle now. Pick call in the stack. So it looks like the pick did not affect the throw. Turnover will stand. And York get their first chance on offense. Forehand to the middle of the pitch. Nice high grab. Immediately resets. Forehand to the far side. Finds a down line option. Nice grab. High left hand, not an easy catch. York now looking a bit static on this sideline, but they do find an option. Goes backwards, but it is the last game on a Sunday. Bit of a lack of focus perhaps causing that drop. Did get two hands to it. Nottingham now with a deep look. Several players underneath it. And York do coming down with it. Nice and clean layout attempt. But York are away. Do reset. Looks deep, but doesn't have good enough option. Forehand to the far side. And the York stack just a bit too tight. Defender felt like they had to go round someone in order to stay following their mark. So disc is checked back in. But the reset look goes wide. And Nottingham with yet another chance to put in their 0 point. Cut from the back of the stack. Player ran past several defenders, but got free anyway. And there's the shot to the end zone. York's defense just not switched on to these movements from the back. And Nottingham put the first point in.
A really good continuation movement from Nottingham. It was perfect timing from the back of stack cut. So we're just getting to watch that again. And a wonderfully led throw into the hands of the receiver. Generally looking between the two teams, I'd say that Nottingham has a little bit more club experience under their belt. So York doing very well to get themselves into this position.
So York do manage to field the pull and centre it. Coming out of a horizontal stack. Do find a reset. Now a deep shot, but the disc sailing wide, out of bounds. Good attempt. The cut was well timed. Had separation, but the throw not good enough on this occasion. So Nottingham from their own corner. Vertical stack. Goes deep. Receiver has a bit of separation. But the throw is too far. So York with their horizontal stack once again. Find the reset. Good movement out of the stack. They have options. That throw just a bit too low for the intended receiver. So Nottingham once again find a shot to an open front of stack. Looking for a reset. Nice lead pass to the far side. Has a few options deep, but chooses to reset instead. And that throw just a bit too far for the receiver. Oh, close bid, but York maintain possession. Finds a reset. Deep shot, very high and floaty. Receiver has to take the cap off. Gets up and gets a hand to it, but can't reel it in. So Nottingham with another opportunity. We do find the front of stack on the break side. There's a deep shot. It's sitting. And does Jay in bounds. For a second I thought it would fade wide, but it does float enough. And Nottingham bring it down to go up 2-0.
What an exhausting point. To give them credit, the wind has picked up a fair bit. It's pretty much constantly very blustery and a little bit unpredictable. So some of those throws kind of going off kilter is to be expected. But also fantastic to see some deep shots from the Nottingham players. So we're into the late stages of this tournament. This is the final game before the final. This is the 9v10. And then at 5 p.m. the final will be Sheffield versus Ubu. The last time that a mixed nationals was held outdoors was in 2019 in St Andrews. The final was, I know, this isn't mixed nationals, but it's the closest equivalent to mixed nationals. But the final there was UCL versus Ubu as well. So Ubu have been in a fair few university national-ish, but not national finals.
Yeah, strong showing from University of Birmingham. But York not able to convert on that deep shot. The receiver thought the throw was on the complete other side. Unfortunate turnover for York. And Nottingham will get the disc once again. And they find that cut from the back of stack. But almost reeled in by Nottingham. York do get the block on that second throw. They find the front of stack. But the continuation just falls a bit wide. So Nottingham cut from the back of stack once again. Poach off from the front of stack for York, and that throw sailing high, but no defenders on the break side to bring it down. Nottingham will retain possession. Looking it towards the end zone now. Finds an under. Mack. And they get it. The Mack assist. What a play. Nottingham go up 3-0.
Thankfully a completely legal Mack. There was a change in the rules a few years ago where you can actually illegally tap the disc, unintentionally of course, onto a receiver. But you can't actually intentionally mack the disc onto either a further receiver or onto yourself to gain some yards.
So pull goes wide for Nottingham. York still looking for their first point in this game. They've had a few promising sequences of offense, but have yet to convert into a goal. As they set up their vertical stack in the middle of the pitch. Nottingham once again choosing to play match defense. As York look break side initially. And after a couple of taps of the disc, it does fall to the floor. Nottingham also setting up the vertical stack, cut from the back. York tried to switch onto it from the front, but couldn't get the block. But good defense on the upline cut. Will net them the disc. A bit of a point block, but the layout grab not secured. Nottingham on offense once again. Staying vertical stack, looking for the reset. Finds it, up line. Getting close to the end zone, and the cut is free, up line. Layout grab, can't quite be secured. Good attempt from Nottingham. Will force York to play out of their corner. Forcing it infield, no cuts downfield. It does find the handler up line. Finds a reset. And under into the middle of the field. Slowly working it up the pitch. Good defense from Nottingham though. Not many options for York. And that throw goes wide. Nottingham choose to go slow. So a deep shot from Nottingham. It's floating. Was a receiver under it, but does sail out the back. So, disc is in for York once again. Break side look. Layout block attempt. It was close. But York retain possession. And a fast bladey shot. Once again, bounces out of the hands of the receiver. Got to throw your throws with touch as much as possible. Make it slow and easy to catch. Much less likely to be a turnover. As Nottingham give the disc back once again. There was almost an accidental mac into a goal. And York once again opting to play just vanilla vertical stack against the match defense. They look deep. Swing from York. Once again, on this side. This goes high though. Nottingham bring it down. And York content to stick with the match defense, but Nottingham will call a timeout. It's been a lot of turnovers at this point. Both teams get a chance to reset themselves. And as they do that, we will take this quick opportunity to remind you to please subscribe to Hive Ultimate on YouTube as well as ULTI.TV. And if you want to financially support the broadcast, head over to patreon.com/ULTI.TV, where every bit of support is greatly appreciated. We have a €1,500 fundraising goal for August to help us broadcast this tournament as well as UK Nationals next weekend in Nottingham and the Basel Open from Switzerland at the start of September. You can also get yourself a bunch of perks, access to the ULTI.TV Discord server and things like that. Shout out to all of the ULTI.TV, all of the existing ULTI.TV members to help make these broadcasts possible. So the disc is checked back in. York sticking with their one-to-one defense, and Nottingham countering it with a vertical stack before turning over on a promising give-go move. As we said before, that kind of quick disc movement is something you have to put practice into. A lot of teams don't train it, but then try and do it in games and find themselves turning over. Deep shot from York. Layout, grab, attempt. Did get a hand to it, which was more than they had any right to. The throw was very short, right into the path of the defender. Vertical stack again from Nottingham. There's the deep shot. Has separation, but the disc is floating. Several players underneath it, and Nottingham come down with it. Round about the brick mark. Pop pass. Shot towards the end zone. Has a receiver. And Nottingham do go up 4-0. York just have no answers for this Nottingham offense right now.
It's taken quite a lot for Nottingham to get these points in, but commendable at how they're still keeping super chill when on disc. A few errors here and there, but they're able to eventually iron it out. And York just not really able to be as clinical, unfortunately. Can't really capitalize on the same errors that Nottingham are making. Nottingham taking a little bit of time just to discuss what's happening and to clarify what the gender call is.
So this is Felix, hello. About macking the disc. You are allowed to mack it to yourself to assist the catch. So if it comes in low, you can just kick it up, catch it, nice and easy. You are allowed to mack it to a teammate as well, but you're not allowed to mack it to yourself in order to advance the disc in any direction. A change to the rules recently was if you throw the disc and then you're the next person to touch it, that's now okay. It used to be a turnover immediately, but now you can be the first person to touch it, but you can't catch your own throw. So you can throw it and then you can like mack it, which opens up the opportunity for some shenanigans with interesting throws where you just toss it over the force and then smack it. Alright, I'm going to hand over to Luke because it's quite difficult to do all these things at the same time. Here we go.
So deep insights from Felix Shardlow. As York had a promising sequence of offense for an unfortunate turnover. Some discussion following the contact, but York will retain possession. So disc is back in. York looking for a reset. Nice grab down the line. Nice reset. There was a poach in the open side, but had the option free backwards and a shot to the end zone. Well read by the receiver. The defender bit early, but couldn't get up high enough. And York get their first point on the board.
Finally finding their groove a little bit in this game. York getting their first point on the board to bring it up to 4-1. They were looking a lot smoother on offense there, a little bit more clinical compared to what we've seen so far. It is always interesting to see teams evolving throughout even a single game, either warming up into it or just actually making some tactical changes. You'd hope that eventually teams would start to figure out what the other team is doing, that they'd change as a result of it, but unfortunately we don't always see that.
So York with the pull and Nottingham unable to get their offense going. Early turnover. So try and work it between the handlers. York now with a chance to narrow the scoreline. But Nottingham with the block on the high swing. They immediately give it back to York. So that disc sails to the ground. So Nottingham once again with an early block on the York offense. Let's see if they can convert. Shot to the end zone. Just a bit too far. Didn't really come back. Curve back in field. And York get another chance to put this point in. Horizontal stack once again from York. And a good switch from the Nottingham defense. Almost a poach block. Nottingham trying to do some team defense. Trying to switch onto these unders with defenders who are already in position to play defense. But York working some options now. High release backhand swing. Followed by a nice break side. Continuation swing. York just resetting now. Swing to the near side. Lots of space downfield. Finds an option infield. Nice break side fake. Gets to the break side handler defender poaching. Handler's just working it amongst themselves while the stack's quite far away very much in the end zone, even though the disc is by the brick mark. And the shot to the end zone is reeled in. York do convert and get the second point on the board.
Definitely the best offense that we've seen from York so far. Able to string together quite a few passes against what is a very difficult Nottingham defense. And just topping it off at the end with keeping some tiptoes in the end zone. Still quite far away from the end zone line, but just making sure. It's better to be safe than sorry in that situation.
We didn't ask look like it. We just put excrement on the stuff.
We don't have like a hex.
I think it is just that. This is a revolution video. So a decent pull from York. Gets Nottingham on the far sideline, and they're playing out of their side stack, as they so often do, off of the pull. Thought about the deep shot. Instead looks for the swing. Nottingham in the vertical stack now. Forehand down this near side. Nice up line pass. Looking for options in the end zone, and there's the short backhand pass to take Nottingham 5-2 up.
If they can keep up this kind of momentum, then the game won't really last much longer at all. Maybe just a little bit of tired legs coming into this game. This is their last game of the weekend. We've got just over 10 minutes left before the hooter goes off. And then we'll be going into the final to find who is the not university mixed national champion.
I'm actually the whole weekend building up to be not the university mixed national champion. Yeah. So York fielding the pull. Opting to stay spread out, but that throw just a bit too wide. Nottingham get the disc back. Immediately set up their vertical stack. York still playing strict one-to-one defense on it, as they find a reset. Looking once again for the handler. Nottingham do keep the play alive. Break side shot now. Finds the receiver in acres of space. Just about managing to squeeze that reset past the defense. High forehand over the top now. And celebrating a bit too early, perhaps. Not watching the disc into their hands. Nottingham turnover in the end zone and find themselves in defense once again. So high disc from York. Nottingham are under it. So Nottingham with breakside backhand, but a bit too far. And York on offense once again. Finds a handler in the middle. Another high disc from York. This time brought down. Immediately pops to a handler on the far side. Back to the middle. Deep shot. Good block from Nottingham. Did well to get around the receiver. Injury call, however, from the York player. So Nottingham with the disc once again. Playing out of their vertical stack, but not able to complete a pass. Good defense from York, especially on that handler movement. York choosing to play slowly as they stack up in the middle. Forehand to the near side. Looking into the end zone. Nothing there, though. Opts for a reset. Breakside swing to the end zone now. And caught in the back of the end zone. Not necessarily the intended receiver, but York will take it anyway. They get their third point on the board to bring the score to 5-3.
Yeah, York keeping themselves in this game. Maybe a little bit of panic after that shot as it reached just towards the back corner of the end zone. A good heads-up play from the York player. If you are watching at home, please do send us a message in the chat or on Instagram, ULTI.TV and Hive Ultimate. Also, please do support us on Patreon. We've got a bunch of really exciting projects coming up across the UK and Europe that we'd really appreciate some support from. But if you can't financially support us, subscribing is free.
So Nottingham catch the pull. So York come down on defense. Playing match. Once again, Nottingham sidestack play though. Looking clean, but can't keep control of the disc in the end zone. There is a call, however. So it looks like a contested foul. This will go back to the previous thrower. Players will reset their positions. So disc was checked in a little bit quickly. We'll try again. So we are back underway. Nottingham find an option in the middle. A round backhand. Pulled down by Nottingham. Swinging it around the back. Happy to go sideways if they can't go forwards. There's a shot towards the end zone though. And it is towed in. Nottingham get their 6th point on the board.
A fantastic composure from Nottingham. It would have been very easy to just let that last call get to their heads a little bit. Maybe try and panic and think that they've got to get it in at this point, but just taking their time, making it nice and easy. And fantastic towing in the end zone for another score for Nottingham. So we move into the last 2 minutes of the gameplay. It looks as if Nottingham have sealed the deal for this game.
So Nottingham with what is likely to be the last pull of the game. Sales out of bounds and York will brick it. So York, do you find an option in the middle? Nottingham sticking with match defence. As the hooter goes off, this will be the last possession. Nottingham will take 9th place. York will have to settle for 10th. But they might just get one more goal as consolation. Or perhaps not. That is the end of the game. Nottingham win 6-3. And take 9th place.
Yeah, a little bit of commentator's curse there for that last reception. Luke pretty much sealing the deal for Nottingham at the end. But please do stick around. We got the final coming up in about 5 minutes. I don't want a beam shot. We've got the final coming up in about 5 minutes. It's going to be Ubu versus Sheffield.
Yep, stick around for that. We'll see you shortly.
ULTI.TV.